Down on the side.
Roll.
Johnny D's dad is trying to pull out a wad of cash to see if we'd let him up. How much has he got? All I see so far is singles, and I'm not dancing on a pole.
Trying to fucking tell somebody back in August.
Down on the side.
Roll.
Johnny D's dad is
All right, let me know when live, Pedro. Hello, race fans, and welcome to the WCIParts.com Sim500 Truck Series, race number 3, the DC Solar 150 at Viva Las Vegas. Yellow Flag Productions brings you the first race of the season, live with you. Michael Keaton, Sean Yoder with me, and also as well pushing the buttons for you tonight, Pedro Mega, making everything happen. Sean, welcome to race number 3 and our first race at Vegas.
It's odd having not been to Vegas this year. I've been out to Vegas about 8 times a year for the past 7 years of my life. I haven't been to Vegas this year in person, so it's good to be here, at least in the sim. Can't wait to see what these guys do with these trucks tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Truck Series is always a blast. By the way, big thanks to Bobby and Roger Reuse at the WCIParts.com for their title sponsorship and support of the Sim500 series. Check them out online at WCIParts.com for all of your HVAC needs, from a complete stocking of controls and equipment parts. And again, tonight, folks, race number 3. But first, I want to take you to race number 1, where the King Taco 150, Mr. Scott Stencil, driver of the personal comfort machine, led nearly every lap at the Auto Club Speedway to win it. Second race went to Mr. Trey Eatson, 125 lap race at Phoenix last week, and tonight, again, 150 laps at Vegas.
This track is interesting. It's I've run many laps around here in real
How
life,
about you, Sean Yoder?
and I haven't been on here in the sim in a long time. Thanks for bringing me out tonight. Appreciate you letting me get in the booth. Like I said, man, I'm really looking forward to this. I know a couple of the guys racing in the field tonight. Unfortunately, I know Scotty. Let's see here. Where's Scotty Formosa at? He's out there running with us tonight. A lot of folks that I've raced with in the past, man. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Absolutely. 4 minutes away by my calculation, Sean, before qualifying starts. Fastest so far in practice, Mr. Jordan Hightower. But Chad Coleman right on the back doorstep of his time. This is practice time. And Sean, it's always different, when you're out there and you got that draft with somebody in front of you. You don't get that in the qualifying with the Truck Series. So these guys will have to do it alone in the qualifying, and so we might expect a new name up there on that leaderboard here in qualifying.
It's going to be cool to watch. I like I said, I haven't driven these trucks in a while, and what's the difference between lap times between in the draft and out of the draft? Because I honestly don't know. Are they picking up a couple seconds with the draft around here?
I would suppose so. A lot of these guys will go out, tandem draft with each other, so to speak, at Vegas. Hey, it exists. And I'm going to say qualifying time, 32, 31 maybe. So, yeah, second or two quicker if you've got somebody with the draft.
That makes sense because these things are a big hole in the air. And even though we're in the simulation, iRacing's got that down fairly well. The way the aero works in here is pretty good. And I would assume if you get up, 50 yards, 30 yards behind someone, you're going to start getting a toe and really feeling that effect. So it's cool, man. It's cool. I was watching the cars under this practice session right now. Like you said, Jordan Hightower's got the lead with a 30.432, but Chad Coleman's got a 30.434. J.D. Laird's got a 30.449. Brian Day's got a 30.484. And then we get into the 30.5s. But, everyone is separated by about 0.2 of a second. 3/10 of a second, maybe.
Absolutely. And, hey, you get all the way back to 29th, position. You got guys still turning 30s, 0.8. That's not too far off the leader there. Points lead, by the way, coming into tonight's event. The standings after 2 races, 19 total, by the way, in the Sim500 Truck Series at WCIparts.com. Scott Stencil, with his 1 win, is leading the points, just 3 points ahead of Brandon Traberko, who is second. Chad Coleman third. By the way, those 3 drivers have held their positions the past week. And Chad Coleman is fourth in the point standings and rounding out the top 5, moving up 9 spots.
He'll be around.
A week ago, Harrison.
He's doing a pretty good job. He knows how to talk. I don't know if he knows how to race.
There's your top 5 for tonight. Just go ahead and mention Chris Gavue 6th, Joey Jatina 7th. Tied with Joey is EJ O'Rourke. So 9th would be Casey Duncan. And rounding out the top 10 with a big move inside the top 10. 15 spots, Joey Woods. A name familiar. A lot of those names familiar with the Monday Night Series, Sean. So this, and by the looks of it, this is going to be a great race. We've almost got a full field here of truck drivers, and qualifying will be beginning here momentarily.
We've got about 5 seconds left to practice.
With like 3 to go.
Uh-oh, lost him.
Do it again tonight. Right.
Yeah, we've got about 5 seconds left.
Qualifying.
Straight into qualifying. Actually, we are in qualifying right now. So what do we got? 10 minutes. Everybody gets to go out and do 2 laps, lay it all out there on the line, and see what they get.
Yep, 10 minutes of qualifying. We might have went live a little early.
Who's going to be first out on the track?
Looks like Scott Formosa. Las Vegas, by the way, 15 miles northeast of the Las Vegas Strip. Sean, you ever been to Vegas?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Other than tonight?
When I said I've been, for the last 7 years of my life, I've been out there about 8 times a year. I used to instruct for the Richard Petty driving experience and the SRT driving experience, and spent a lot of time at Las Vegas and on the proving grounds out here at this track. So, yeah, man, I've been all over this place.
Yeah, I went for the first time last year to Viva Vegas. Stayed at the what's that place called? The Castle.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yeah, Excalibur. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. And it was for a pharmacy conference with my wife, and a lot of guys stayed at the Luxor, next door. A lot of fun.
Yeah, Vegas is nuts. It's you don't even have to gamble to go out there and have a good time. Like I don't gamble. I literally have 50 cents that I won in a slot machine, like a nickel slot machine at Bellagio, and I kept the 50 cents because that's like my big win in Vegas. And just go out there and people watch. Just go people watch and go out there for the racing because this track is cool. The bull ring that's right outside of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Amazing late model racing. I've seen some incredible sprint cars, like the Focus 2-liter sprints. I've seen them run out there. The drag strip's incredible. It just, Vegas is a good time, and there's always cool cars and crazy people.
It really is. It was a lot of fun, a lot of good experience, and my wife said she'd go back again, so that's a plus for me. That allows me to get to go back. Qualifying still taking place here. Some drivers putting some pretty good laps on the boards. 30s. Hey, how about this? You ready for this? Faster in qualifying than they were in practice. So talk about being dead wrong, Sean.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm looking at
know.
a bunch of 30.3s.
God.
So basically, what we just proved is we don't know what we're talking about.
We really do. Yeah.
If you're going to watch this broadcast, you're forced to listen to us. We don't have a clue, and evidently you don't need a car to draft with, or a truck to draft with.
Yeah, so either there was a big track temperature change between practice and qualifying, or I don't know. I've missed something here. I mean, 30.368. We'll hold off who that is, by the way. We won't tell you. We won't ruin the surprise for you, but 30.368 is the quickest right now in qualifying, as you mentioned, Sean. And 30.432 is what the man did in practice with drafting help. So
I don't understand that. That goes against the laws of physics, but hey, more power to you. Maybe under the practice session he just figured it out and just got better as a result. I don't know, man. So what we're seeing here, though, if that 30.368 holds up when they get back in the draft, are they breaking into the 29s?
I will not say one word. I'll act like I do not know.
No, please say yes, because that way, if you say yes and I say no, one of us is right.
One of us is right. Yeah, absolutely. 29s. You'll see 29s in the draft tonight in the race.
I think they're going to slow down in the draft. To be honest, I think they're going to run 31s in the draft.
Either way,
so we've got it covered.
Either way is possible, folks. We're going to step aside. You've been listening to the Yellow Flag Productions live coverage, race number 3 to DC Solar 150. By the way, I just got handed a message. It's a 100 laps race, not a 150 lap race. So, how about that? We're going to step aside, let the qualifying continue to take place. We'll be back. I hope that, Sean, we get a good green flag start to tonight's race number 3. Looking fun. Looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good time. I'm looking for a lot of green flag.
All right. Pedro just
We'll roll. There it is.
Johnny D's dad is trying to pull out a wad of cash to see if we'd let him up. How much has he got? All I see so far is singles, and I'm not dancing on a pole.
Trying to fucking tell somebody back in August.
Down on the side.
Stop, we'll roll. There it is.
Sim500 Truck Series, the WCIparts.com race number 3, DC Solar 150, scheduled for 100 laps at Las Vegas Speedway. Yellow Flag Productions alongside with you tonight. Michael Keaton, Sean Yoder in the booth, and downstairs, pushing every single button on the keyboard, Pedro Mega. And the qualifying has just wrapped up. We'll see the field grid momentarily. Again, Las Vegas, Sean. And man, do we have some fast race trucks tonight.
Crazy fast. Faster in qualifying than they were in practice. So, like we were saying a few minutes ago, these guys have either found something out in practice that we didn't know about, or, I mean, I'm looking at the practice times versus the qualifying times right now, and pretty much the top 10, let's see, top 10, 11, 12, everybody went faster. Everybody went faster.
Yeah, the entire field faster in qualifying. But, you know, to me, I guess that just throws the practice has just thrown the grip out there on the racetrack. The temperature has changed. It's getting down to race time. So maybe that's what sped these drivers up. What do you think? Something like that?
It's possible, but it's also Vegas. So what is it, 197 degrees out there right now? We're in that area? Absolutely.
And my favorite time of all the broadcasts will be coming up later on when I get to ask the fastest times at Vegas, the most laps led, things like that. And we've got a surprise for you folks a little later on in the broadcast. So
I don't know what the surprise. It's going to be a surprise even to me, and I'm in the booth.
Well, it's just something you got to listen and watch out for.
I just got to hang out because I can't go anywhere right now. You've already threatened me. I can't leave.
Glued to the seat.
At least it's a comfortable seat. Are we ready to go down the running order here and let folks know what people qualified at? Because they were flying.
Let's do it tonight. Starting on the pole, the DC Solar 150. Mr. Jordan Hightower, the number 22 machine, fastest in practice and the number 1 quickest in qualifying. Outside him on row number 1 in that JDRgraphics.com Toyota, J.D. Laird.
Row number 2, Brian A takes off in 3rd, and Steve Minson takes off in the 4th spot.
Next row, Chad Coleman, the number 20 position, or number 20 car, 21 machine. Brandon Cherburko lines up beside him.
Row after that, we've got Scott Formosa. Scott Formosa putting it in the 7th spot, and E.J. O'Rourke in the 8th spot. I'm sorry, in the 8th spot. I'm not sorry, I got it right.
You got it right. In 9th, Jose Gonzalez, the number 26 machine. 24 car, Scott Stensel, your points leader, starts 10th.
Taking off in the 11th spot, Zach Carter with a 30.462. The top 10, 11, 12, 14 positions separated by less than a tenth of a second here. In the 12th spot, Jay Horton with a 30.465. Tight field tonight.
Bobby Wetzel starts 13th. Chris Gerbeau in the 14th spot.
15th is Doug Sigmund. 16th, Jeremy Pate.
Joey Jatanian, the number 14 machine, lines up 17th. 18th is Milt Matisse.
19th is Casey Duncan, and I believe Casey's driving the number 17 Pepsi Challenger truck. And let's see here, 20th, Joe Hudson. Joe Hudson in the number 12.
All right, so here we go. Pace car off a road. Turn 4 there, getting on the pit road, and we are green as Jordan Hightower leads us to the green here. Race number 3, the Solar 150, set for 100 laps as we all get down into turn 1 here.
I'm getting my camera straight so I can watch Jordan negotiating the backstretch. He's got a bunch of trucks behind him trying to figure it out. Jordan's actually taking off to about a 2 or 3 truck length lead.
Absolutely. Now J.D. Laird back in 2nd spot. He's got the number 33 machine. Brian Day up underneath him. Also pushing Mr. Day is Brandon Cherburko in that GoodWrench.com Chevy as they rocket down into turn 1 nearly 3 wide as he is pushing him. Man, these trucks are lightning fast coming around these corners.
They're crazy fast. Qualifying showed us how good the track was. And Jordan Hightower has got this thing figured out right now. If that truck stays like that the rest of the night, the rest of the field has got their hands full with that young man.
All right, so J.D. Laird able to power muscle his machine on the outside against 2 vehicles of Brian Day and Brandon Cherburko. That's the top 4 right there. Coming back to 11th spot, Sean, is where we'll see the second battle of side-by-side racing. That's the 39 machine of Chris Gerbeau and the 24 of Scott Stensel. Jay Horton stuck his machine up into the mix as well, as now Jose Gonzalez works on the outside of him off of turn 4.
I'm looking at that Chris Gerbeau, Jay Horton battle. Jay Horton was just trying to stick his nose underneath. I'm not sure. I think that was coming off of 4 right there. And they're taking a good look. Chris Gerbeau he's doing his best to hang on to the 10th spot, but a lot of people want to take it away from him.
Great looking field tonight here at Viva Las Vegas, and in fact, 35 trucks took the green flag. Doug Sigmund back there in that number 35 machine, 35th spot. You know what? I'm getting that backwards tonight, big time.
What'd you get backwards? I missed it.
I said 35 machine as 35th spot as we've got a battle for the lead. J.D. Laird up underneath Jordan Hightower's 22 machine down the backstretch. In turn 3, J.D. looking for the lead here at Vegas. First lead change, by the way, in 3 there.
J.D.'s got him. J.D.'s definitely got him. There's no way you can fight back from that, I don't think. Well, I say that, and then Jordan Hightower starts to come back on the high side. He's got the high line, too. He's carrying a lot of speed. He really hasn't let J.D. Laird completely take the spot away from him. Going down into 1, I believe J.D. actually got it.
Now Jordan looking underneath. Coming off of 2, he'll stay tucked in behind Laird for now. Laird does get the 1 lap lead last time by, as Jordan Hightower just looks to kind of cruise for now. Back behind them 2 guys, Brian Day and Brandon Cherburko still racing with each other, single file that is. Back here though, Sean, Milt Matisse in the 14th position in the 15th spot now. Dane Horton battling out. Jeremy Pate as well in the mix as Joey Gattina. So we've got a big battle here for the 14th spot.
Yeah, that's a big old Mack of trucks. We've got a little bit of wall there on the 71 truck.
And that's going to let Joey Gattina underneath him racing for awareness machine.
That was a little bit of wall. It wasn't a lot. I don't think that hurt the truck. We'll keep an eye on that number 71 truck just to see. I think it's fine. I think we just brushed it and no harm, no foul.
Another truck brushing the wall, Zach Carter, the 19th spot. Now he'll lose 3-4 cars as Jeffrey Ford goes by and Patrick Colby. So I think everybody's kind of filling their trucks out here, Sean. You know, it's real early. I've been seeing some great racing, some single file racing. I'm nose to tail single file racing, that is, and side by side, some passing, some wall rubbing. Hey man, this is Vegas. You know, 8 laps into the race, and so far so good.
Things are looking good. We haven't had any issues yet. I'd like to see these guys settle down and go for a really long green flag run. And always like watching green flag pit stops. Just nice to see people execute that properly and just see where things shake out. Every time you get a pit stops under the yellow, it's just it's expected. You know, you're not going to see a whole lot of shakeup under a yellow. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope it goes green for a while.
Man, I tell you what, Pedro, that number 12 truck, Joe Hudson, you can take a good camera look at that WCIparts.com Chevrolet in the 17th spot, Mr. Hudson. Always nice to see him out on the racetrack. Of course, Monday nights, part of the Money series, the Monday Night Money series that we run for the Sim500 League. Always good to see a familiar face. He's got some competition behind him, by the way. Casey Duncan, we've mentioned him. And as well as Jeffrey Ford. How about that? Mr. Ford driving a Chevy in tonight's race. Work alongside Mr. Ford on Monday nights. It's good to see him behind the wheel of a... Are they still the Craftsman Truck Series? Are they still Craftsman trucks, by the way, Sean?
You know what? I should know this. Why would you put me on the spot like that? I still call them Craftsman trucks. I can be
Why
wrong.
not?
I've been wrong before. But I call them Craftsman trucks just because, I mean, I was at the National Fairgrounds and saw these guys racing their first season. They're always going to be Craftsman trucks to me. I still say Winston Cup. I'm old. I can't help it.
That's right, old school. I like that. Hey, Craftsman, it looked good. You know, he looks good behind that Craftsman truck.
I've always really liked this series. There's something about these trucks. It's like when you get behind the wheel of one, you're racing to prove something. And in real life, I mean, the racing was incredible, and it translates over to iRacing really well. You just see people going after it in these things. I don't know why it is that the truck spurs people on like that, but it just seems like you race harder when you're driving these things.
Well, that, and I just, ultimately think that these things handle better. I mean, it's like they can just rub each other and be okay, in the other series, that if you touch somebody or get close to them, it's an almost automatic, caution. And with the trucks, it just seems like these guys can just lay it all over each other. And that's what I like about the truck series, or just trucks in general racing, is the fact that it's almost like an Indy car. They can put this truck anywhere on this racetrack and make it work.
And it's always been that way.
Chris Gerbeau in the 12th spot. I was just about to say, and just look at the number 39 machine. He's going to go from 12th all the way back to about 20th or 25th in this shakeup, as he nearly brought out the first caution. He got into the apron there, and man, nearly lost it.
Did he keep control over it?
He did.
It sounded. I thought he put it in the wall. I'm glad he didn't put it in the wall. I was up front looking at J.D. Laird just running away right now. J.D.'s got it figured out, man. He's put about a second on Jordan Hightower, and it seems to just be pulling away from the pack right now. We got Brian Day running third, Brandon Chaburko, I believe, running fourth, and Stevie Minson running fifth.
And then Chad Coleman, just Followed behind that is in 6th, and Mr. Coleman, by the way, qualified 5th, so he's lost 1 spot. Scott Formosa right behind him. And you're right. I mean, J.D. Laird has got that Toyota out front, checked out. See you later. You know, Jordan Hightower now more than a second behind him in his second position. Back in 21st, Sean, look at this race. Patrick Colby and Chad Cole. Die-hard Chevy. Oh, wrecking! 84 car or truck.
I
just
thought
jinxed
they had
it.
it under control. Yeah, that turned ugly. That turned really ugly.
I mean, Sean, I just got out of my mouth. Take a look back here at Patrick Colby.
I got there just in time to see it.
God, looks like he got into the back of the 80 machine. And boy, did he send Jimmy North sailing into the outside wall here.
Yeah, we've got some beat ups. Definitely have some beat up trucks on that one.
Yeah, Mike Lee and his wet paint Tonka. Gonna get a piece of that too, by the way. He hit Jimmy. Gosh, big wreck there. Off of 3 and 4 there.
Not sure how many were involved in that. I think there was at least 3 or 4 trucks involved in that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you have it, folks. First caution, lap 18, I believe it was. Not bad for a good green flag run there. 18 laps, you know. And it just looked like he got up underneath or got up into him and just kind of turned him around, and Jimmy couldn't save it. And man, he hit the outside wall there hard. Just went back and watched it on my monitor. Hopefully he's okay.
And we've already got Patrick will be taking responsibility for that. He's already been in the tight there and just said that was me. Couldn't get it slowed down. Sorry. So it's nice to see if you're going to cause it, you need to own up to it. He did it immediately.
He did it immediately. That's right. Leader's coming down pit road, by the way, under the yellow here. I don't blame him. You know, it's almost, Sean, last Monday night, calling a race, we went to, I think, just like then, take a look back here at, you know, number 19 car, you know, truck. Caution. They wreck. It's almost like was he listening to the broadcast, heard his name, and just panicked, and then, you know what I mean?
Oh, my God, I'm on camera.
Yeah. It happened 4 times last week. It was like, talk about the worst luck, you know. Every time we went to somebody, it just seemed like they wrecked, you know. They.
Yeah, that's not fair. It's not fair at all.
It's the jinx. The
it
curse.
really is. Have you ever been calling a race and just be like, there's absolutely no way that he can lose? He's got 500 car lengths. He's up 4 laps, and all of a sudden, like, a hand comes out of the sky, just picks the car up and says, nope, you're not going to win.
Not today. J.D. Laird, by the way, winning race off of pit road. Jeffrey Ford, though, however, looking to get some TV time, possibly out front. He did not pit. He is being shown in the 8th spot currently behind the pace car, but when he comes around, he will be showing your race leader as long as he doesn't pit here. 19 laps on old tires. Jeffrey Ford saying, you know what? I'm going to lead this race. I'm leading the DC Solar 150 at Vegas. Jeffrey Ford out front. How about that, Sean?
I think, honestly, he's out front because he had to show off the paint job. I have no words other than Beavis and Butthead.
Old school paint job. We were talking earlier before the broadcast started about the 1990s. Isn't that where that cartoon's from? Somewhere in there?
Oh, God. Yeah, it's got to be the 90s, I think.
I just remember my parents would not let me watch that.
I was old enough where it didn't matter. I was already in college. I'm telling you, man, I'm old. Just there's nothing I can do about it now.
I think the official count, by the way, was 4 trucks involved in that crash, 2 of which has extensive damage. In fact, Jimmy North already being shown 3 laps down in his 84 machine. 35 drivers, again, took the green flag tonight. 34 currently being shown on the lead lap. Jimmy North is the only one at least 1 lap down.
Glenn Campbell's in danger on a lap down, I think, here. And then there's one person that's listed as a driver, but some silly announcer joined the race instead of joining the announcer's booth. I don't know who that is, though. We won't talk about them.
And of course, you are watching the Yellow Flag Productions live coverage of the Sim500 Truck Series, WCIparts.com. Sponsor tonight, Yellow Flag TV. How special is that? How about that? Yellow Flag Productions. We're under yellow. The Yellow Flag TV cam. Look at that. Beautiful, Pedro. Super good start of the race here. We had one caution so far. I don't expect to see many more, Sean, the way these guys raced that last green flag run we had.
Yeah, it was 18 solid laps. Let's just hope cautions don't breed cautions. That's what we hear all the time. And when you hear stuff like that, and you're like, well, that's just a cliche. But cliches are there for a reason. It happens. So let's hope they can get their heads back on straight and go out there and run some more clean laps. And while we were talking there, Jeffrey Ford decided he didn't want to stay in the lead. Went ahead and came into the pits, took on some tires, grabbed some fuel. He's back out on the track now and catching up to the back of the pack.
Jeffrey Ford getting some bonus points leading that lap there under the caution. Not a bad move by him.
I was going to ask, how many points do you get for leading the lap in this series?
Well, you put me on the spot. Let's go grab Joey Gittino. No, just kidding. Probably about 5 points if I had to guess. As the pace car getting set to lead these trucks to the green. Jordan Hightower second. Underneath him, J.D. Laird, the man who has led the last 15 or 16 so far. Gets us back going.
We're back to green. They got the hammer down. J.D. Laird leads them out. Jordan Hightower, like you said, second spot. Brandon Chaburko in third. Brian Day in fourth. And Chad Cole running fifth.
Keep your eyes on the pack here as they exit turn 2. Back in fourth spot, Brian Day. The number 33 truck and the 41 of E.J. O'Ward. E.J. looking for a 3-wide move going into turn 3. He'll settle things down and think better of it.
I was going to say, E.J. was getting a little ambitious there.
He was.
It's early in this thing, man. It's early. You got to just settle down, guys. We're not even halfway yet.
Now, slow that GMercer.com Chevrolet down, E.J., as he looking to stay in the top 5 there. Single file out front.
E.J. probably doesn't know who I am, but he's been around forever. And I know that I've probably raced him for over a decade. Just been on and off the track with him. He has been around forever and ever and ever. It's cool to see guys like that around.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely stellar performer there, EJ. As always, he's got a Jose Gonzalez, by the way, on the outside of him in that red maroon truck as he makes the move and takes over 5th.
You gotta like Mr. Gonzalez's sponsor, the Meatball Company. You seen the hashtag on the truck?
Oh yeah, the Meatball Chevrolet of Jose Gonzalez. Me and Jose, by the way, go back years. The RSR Sim Racing Series. Always good to see Jose.
I gotta say it. I can't help it. Hashtag got balls. The Meatball Company. You have to talk about it. There's no way you can't.
The Speedy Gonzalez on the right rear quarter panel of that truck too. How about that? Speedy Gonzalez making an appearance tonight.
On delay. Arriba.
Yeah, on delay. Jose Gonzalez looking on the outside off of turn 4. Not going to happen though. Not at Vegas at least. Not right now, but we've got a battle for second. The number 21 machine up underneath him. Brandon Chaburko finally gets around Jordan Hightower and won there. And now he'll set his sights on the leader, J.D. Laird, who has, for the better part of most of the race tonight, has been untrackable, John.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit in qualifying, and the speeds that we saw in qualifying versus what we were going to see during the race, and we're wondering whether a single truck could pull out and run away from the draft. And JD's proven that they can. I mean, this is an
13th
impressive
spot,
display. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got at least 8 cars in a line behind JD drafting, and they can't run him down.
Talking about running you down, Scott Stencil putting a piece of his fender left side of that Dane Horton machine back in 13th and 12th spot. Sean, as you was talking there, Scott Stencil is driving the N100 tonight, by the way. Truck. You know, is a truck and car, I mean, come on. Racing vehicle, machine.
It's a Cup chassis, or it's an Xfinity chassis basically with a truck body on it. Underneath these things, they're all pretty similar, aren't they?
Yeah, so I got a little bit of leeway there then. Car, truck, same thing.
A little bit, yeah. I give it a little bit.
Well, I see rubber. I don't see if you see it kicking back at you on your screen or not, but rubber is flying everywhere over here. Look up here, by the way. EJ Warwick on the outside at Vegas, 6th spot, 5th spot Brian Day. Look at this battle, folks. This is top 5 battle right here. 4 laps, 5 laps into the green flag. Oh, EJ into the outside wall off 4. That's going to leave a mark.
How hard did he get it though? Because it didn't really seem like it hurt him momentum-wise.
I don't know. He
only lost 3 or 4. Well, I guess he lost about 2 truck lengths there.
Yeah, he didn't lose. You're right. I mean, he didn't lose a lot of ground, but man, he hit it hard. Oh, look at the outside move of Bobby Wetzel in the Tide Dome Chevy to the outside in 8th spot, working around Jose. Man, they're getting a little greedy now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are getting a little greedy, and I just took a look at the side of EJ's truck, and the right rear of that truck is a little deranged now. I don't know if it hurt the suspension or anything, but the bodywork is definitely not happy. He's probably pretty happy we're not on a bigger track than a 1.5 mile oval here.
Man, look at that battle with EJ. He's on the bottom. That's the 41 machine. Jose just got around him. Now Bobby Wetzel looking to be outside. Scott Formosa in the 80 machine behind the mix as well. I think EJ may be a little tight right here coming off of 4. Scott Formosa's going to get some company.
We got a knock somewhere.
Uh-oh, Rick.
Didn't see who it was. Couldn't see who it was, but that was a big wreck right behind EJ.
Truck flipping. Jay Horton back in 10th spot. Sean, gosh. End over end, flip down the front stretch. Yeah, that'll bring the caution out.
Yeah, that was a big wreck. He was way up in the catch fence. We got the number 77 truck. That's Jay Horton sitting right in the middle of the front stretch. I think the rest of the field got by him fairly safely. I'm not sure who else got involved in that, but I'll back it up and see what I can see.
Yeah, 3 wide, Sean. Went off a turn 4. On the bottom of that 3 wide was the number 24 car or truck of Scott Stencil, the 18 of Dane Horton in the middle, and Jay Horton on the outside. And there just wasn't enough room to look like the 18, maybe into the left rear, right rear quarter panel of Scott.
Wow. Yeah,
Stencil.
I'm looking at it right now. It got nasty in a hurry, and I can't tell if the 18 came down or the 24 came up. All I know is that the 77 truck is an innocent bystander in this. Jay Horton got hurt. That truck is not in good shape.
No, that truck, I want to say at least 8 times end over end. Man, what a wreck. So, second caution, 33 laps into the books here. First caution was around 18 laps, wasn't it? So we're too shy of the halfway point of that first caution, and here we are back under yellow. I wouldn't say that's breeding caution, but right now the average is every 16 laps, so we've got a caution.
Yeah, it's not a caution in cautions, but it's not a ton of green lap. I mean, that's not enough time to really get settled in and really start hurting some tires. You know, I mean, it's if you're going to get a caution every 18, 16 laps somewhere in that area, you're always going to be on decent tires. So I'm still hoping for that long green flag run. I really want to see a long green flag run. I want to see them wear out a set of tires and have to come in under the green. It just makes it fun.
It's coming. I feel it. I've got a feeling. 65 laps to go here at Las Vegas. We're going to step away, take our first commercial break. You're watching Yellow Flag Productions live coverage of the WCIParts.com Sim500 Truck Series. Race number 3, it's the DC Solar 150. We'll be back. All right, back live here with you under the yellow flag still. The pace lights have just come off, and J.D. Laird will get us back to the green in just a few seconds. Out beside him is Chad Coleman now. A stranger to the top running line there. Usually it's Jordan Hightower. And Sean, Jordan Hightower being shown in 6th with a little left rear damage. Do you see that?
Yep, we had a little bit of shake up the pits that time. It's like you said, J.D. Laird out front, but Chad sitting in 2nd, Brian Day sitting in 3rd now, Brandon Chaburgo sitting in 4th, and Jose Gonzalez meatball truck. I'm gonna say trucks. The rest of the night, I'm not gonna say cars anymore.
I've got the same problem, man. Hey, how about this? You ready for this? Jose Gonzalez, man of the race so far in my books, buddy. Practice time, 28 quickest. Qualifying, 9th quickest. In the race right now, 5th. Top 5 right now. Jose Gonzalez, man of the race so far. But we're early, 63 laps to go, somewhere in there. J.D. Laird behind the pace car here. Ford Mustang, by the way. Getting ready to take us back to the green flag.
It's a shame
here we go.
Got a Mustang, not a Challenger, but there's nothing we can do about that. We have to deal with that.
Yeah, pace car leading the pace, or how about this? Pace car leading the trucks back to green. We need a pace truck or a tow truck.
Here's something about trucks in NASCAR that drives me crazy, and it drives my co-host crazy on my radio show. Why do they call it the air? What do they call it? The Air Titan when it's a Toyota Tundra. That drives me insane.
The Air Titan?
Yeah, every time they pull trucks out on track to dry the track off, they're called Air Titans, but they're Toyota Tundras.
Toyota Tundras, yeah, I know.
Someone missed the ball.
Yeah, someone needs to be fired in the marketing department, I think.
Yeah, someone at Nissan should have either been involved, and they should be, I guess, or Toyota should have been very upset about that. They might be. I don't know.
All right, back in 7th spot, Stevie Minson, driver of the root beer truck, was under fire just a second ago by Bobby Wetzel, who made one heck of a move to miss a wreck just a few laps ago. He's been shown in 8th spot. Scott Formosa 9th, rounding out the top 10, Joe Hudson. So back up in the front here just for a minute, Jordan Hightower just made one heck of a move on Jose Gonzalez, passing him in turn 2. How about that on the outside?
I was going to say, around the outside of it, that's not typically a thing, but evidently there's got a lot of meatballs in the bed of that truck, slowing him down a little bit.
Slow him down a little, that's right. Joey Jadina being shown in the 11th spot. He's got some work to do, trying to crack the top 10. He's got the Tonka machine of Mike Kelly underneath him coming off at turn 2. Also, one car right behind Jatina would be Chad Cole. He'll try to work the outside of Mike Kelly as they go off in turn 3.
Coming back up towards the front, Jordan Hightower trying to make a move right now on Brandon Chaburgo in the number 21 truck. So we got 22 running 21. Jordan had the inside line there, but it looks like he just kind of gave it up. Gave Brandon the line back and said, all right, just go ahead and keep running.
Well, he's probably hoping that he can get up underneath Chad in front of him, and Jordan can just kind of follow pursuit behind him and not push his tires to the limit here, kind of early. But we'll see here. Coming off of 4, Hightower's going to have a good run. Let's see if he stays tucked in behind the 21 car. Truck. God.
I don't know what the deal is, man, but we're just going to have to go with it. We'll be correcting ourselves all night long.
I know, and Sean, I guarantee if we said car, nobody would catch it. A lot of times we'll catch ourselves with things like that. Most people don't catch it. So I guess we need to stick to it, huh?
Just keep saying car?
Yeah, car, truck. I'm guessing. Huh?
ATV?
I was about to say, I guess as long as we don't say ATV or bicycle, I don't think anybody'd catch it.
It's a heck of a motorcycle race we got going on tonight here.
I'm telling you. By the way, Brian Day is within striking distance as we've got a caution here of the leader. Oh, big wreck. 44 Eric Rogers in 19th spot. Gosh, he's going to get into the back of David Bowden in the 18 position. And those two guys are going to take a ride. Also spinning off into turns 2 there is Casey Duncan and Michael Priester. That's twice Casey Duncan has gotten some caught up in some mayhem.
I'm not sure what happened there. I just took a look at it, and it looked like David Bowden might have gotten a little blink there. It looked like he kind of, on my screen anyway, it looked like he disappeared, and all of a sudden there was a truck that was kind of inside his truck, which
we call that electrical issue.
Yeah, that's an electrical problem.
Yeah.
Cycling electronics.
Yeah, struggling with the electrical issue here in this truck tonight. Is, you know, that's nature of the beast, though. You know, I mean, stuff like that's going to happen. That's going to bring us out to a third caution as Laird, the leader, will come down pit road. Quite surprisingly there. It's been what, 10 laps since the last caution? No, about 7.
About 7 or 8, yeah. It hadn't been a lot. That one was short. Now we are now getting into cautions breed cautions.
Tell you what, see if we can bring somebody up into the. Let's see if we can get somebody out on the track here, up into the radio tower with us. See if we can get somebody in the race communications. What do you think about that, Sean?
If we can grab them, man, I'd love to talk to somebody that's out there on track right now. Heck, I could jump in my truck. Let me jump in my truck for a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say there is one truck down there, the 31 machine, that has not rode off the hauler yet. Is that you, Sean?
That's me. Hey, here's the good thing. I didn't start. I didn't park. There's no damage on my truck.
Well, if you didn't start, I don't think you get any, do you? Is that the?
I'm not getting it anyway.
There you go. All right. Let's see if we can get Jeffrey Ford with us tonight. Jeffrey Ford, this is Mike Keaton up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Very good, Jeff. Being shown in the 19th spot right now, but hey, you got some TV time earlier. Led a couple of laps under caution. How'd that feel?
That felt pretty good. Let me tell you why I did that, though. Which I did that because using my fuel mileage there, I could have done it in only one more stop had we gone green, and everyone else would have had to go too. But little did I know that the pits would be closed for me, and I didn't realize that. So I got black flagged. I got a 15-second stop, and so there I was. But here I am now in the lead lap, so I'm happy.
I was about to say 2 back-to-back cautions there, Jeff. But for the most part, tonight's race, in my view, and Sean can back me up on this, Sean, it's been pretty clean, hasn't it, Sean?
Been pretty clean, except for about 4 or 5 trucks are hurting a little bit right now. But that's up front. It's been very clean. We've seen most of the stuff has happened back of mid-pack. We've seen some nasty stuff, and I'm looking right now, right behind you, Jeffrey. You've got Scott Simley in the number 68 truck. He's got some damage on the back, but your Beavis and Butthead truck's looking untouched, man. You look like you got a pretty clean run going. You think you can march it to the front?
You know what? I think I can. I think I can get a little bit closer. Maybe a top 10. I'm feeling pretty fast tonight. Tire wears, you're going to have to take control of your tires there. Otherwise, you're going to really fall off there at the end. But I did notice on my first run there that I was starting to pick up some time and some distance earlier in the race after about 15 laps. So hopefully that plays out again, and we get some green flag runs in here, and I'm able to pick up about 10 spots.
I tell you what, you march it all the way up to the front, you win this thing, I'll send you an 8-pack of your favorite TV. How's that?
Sounds good. A lot of good drivers in here, though, for that to happen.
Thanks for coming in the booth with us. Appreciate it a lot, Jeffrey.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one.
All right, Jeff, there you have it, folks. Jeffrey Ford, driver of the number 95 truck. And how about that? Got a little bit of a competition now between Sean and Jeff. I like that.
I can't sit here and look at a Beavis and Butthead paint job on the truck and not make a Beavis and Butthead reference.
Well, like he said, there's a lot of I think he said good drivers. Did he say good drivers? There's a lot of great drivers in this race. So But anything can happen. I mean, he talked about his strategy. I like that. If it had stayed green, Jeff would have been. He'd have had an 8-pack. You know?
Yeah,
Is that what
absolutely.
you said? 8-pack?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, but guess what? He said but earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my but. There's always a but, right?
There typically is.
It did not happen that way. So his strategy is not going to work.
It's not going to work, but it was a good call.
It was a good call.
It was a solid call, knowing and having the presence of mind to know that he could one-stop it from there, where other people were going to have to two-stop, and giving it a go, man. You got to throw it out there. You got to give it a try, right? I think we're going green.
We are, and Chris Gerbew leading the race here. Elected not to pit. He'll take the lead. J.D. Laird second. Underneath him, down in the apron, is the number 21 machine of Brandon Cherboko as they go off into turn 1. Getting the trucks up the RPMs, 170 miles an hour, hitting the exit, says Chris Gerbew going to be under fire. Blocking Cherboko down the backstretch. I love it. Come on, Chris. Keep it in the lead.
Yeah, the top 4 trucks right now are really pouring it on. J.D. Laird got hung out a little bit there. Showing J.D. Laird right now on the leaderboard in second, but he's not. What is it? Brandon Cherboko actually got him. And these top 4 trucks, I mean, they're running 2 wide. They're all over the track right now. And actually, we've got Jose Gonzalez jumping up in here in the 5th spot. We've got the 6th truck, the number 6 truck, or the 6th place truck, I'm sorry, is coming into this pack too. So we've got a 6-truck battle at the front of the field.
I love it, man. Nearly 3 wide. J.D. Laird pushing the issue as the battle up front continues. The number 21 truck of Brandon Cherboko beating all over the back door of the JDRF Chevrolet of Chris Gerbew down into turn 1. Caution's out. Chris still the leader. 28th position, by the way, Patrick Colby and Scott Stencil getting together, going to bring that caution off of 4. Sean, man, it was getting exciting, and now we've got a caution.
It was definitely getting exciting. And I have to ask you this now. How are
Yes.
you finding these accidents so quick? It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, man, I've got a, man, you talking about I got a Corsair MX 510 mouse, man. I clicked, 4 times to click with a 5 double barrel spring loader. I just clicked through them, man.
Just keep going. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, I don't want to give away my secret,
It's just impressive.
Pedro's probably loving that, dude, by the way. That makes his job easy.
Just because, you're on it, man. You're on it. I'm impressed. I haven't had the opportunity to share the booth with any of you guys before, and you're making it easy. You're making it really easy.
Yeah, you're not like the old grandma who's using the one finger to type on the keyboard, are you, Sean? I know you're not. I'm just teasing.
I have one finger over on push to talk, and I have another, I have a keyboard. Yeah,
I know.
I'm a little grandma-ish, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you rest your? I always have my left thumb on my thumb on my left hand. That's the left thumb. I always have that. Yeah. I always have it on the push to talk button. Rarely do I remove the thumb.
I do understand that, and every once in a while that gets you in trouble because you get excited and you accidentally you double tap a little bit.
Yeah, double tap or let go and still talking like I think I've got it clicked. Well, Pedro didn't ban us from this, but typically when you call in a race, you can't use the voice activation, or you'll get the cat meowing in the background, or the wife screaming. The dishes aren't done, sort of thing. You know that.
Yes, I do. I'm very familiar.
Yeah. By the way, it's halfway a few laps ago. So, my favorite time of the race, as of March 2017, which I believe that's going to be the latest, most wins. This is in the NASCAR Cup Series, by the way. I probably should do Truck Series, but since we've been talking a lot about cars, I tell you what, let's do Truck Series. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.
We're asking the audience these questions.
Asking
right?
the audience,
You're definitely not asking me.
Yeah. Everyone, get your Google out. right? Isn't everybody Google these days? Most wins in the Truck Series at Las Vegas. Who does it belong to? We'll give you a few minutes to Google that.
So you're not just going most wins, you're narrowing it to a specific track. They're going to need the Googles for that. Actually, I tell you what, there are probably 5 or 10 people out there that literally know that right off the top of their head. They're like you on the mouse finding a wreck. You ask that question, they went,
Yeah.
oh, it's this guy.
Yeah. Or, you know, I mean, that is a difficult question, you know, because if it was the NASCAR circuit, you know, everybody know the answer. Jimmy Johnson, most wins at Vegas. You know that.
Sure, yeah, I told you that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which also known as Shimmy Johnson, by the way, AJ. Shimmy
Johnson.
Yeah, Shimmy Johnson. What we're looking for, folks, though, is the most wins at Vegas in the Truck Series. So we know Google's getting quite the workout right now. So, one guy said Mark Martin. I don't know if Sean. I don't know if Mark Martin has ever had a start in a truck. Do you know that?
I don't.
Good guess, though. Right?
I don't know whether he's ever had a start.
I don't know that Mark Martin's still alive.
Racing. I used to work for Roush when Mark was driving for Roush. One of the best guys I've ever met in my entire life. But I don't think he ever took a truck start. I really don't think he did.
I don't think so. A good guess, though.
And we had somebody in the net earlier. One of the drivers said they were going to go up and hit the pace car. Evidently, they want to be perfect.
Yeah, hit the pace car. What? By the way, Ron Hornaday Jr. was the answer we were looking for.
That was a safe one. You could have thrown Skinner out there, and that could have possibly been true as well, right?
Yeah, Mike Skinner, of course. He holds the fastest qualifying time, by the way, in the truck. 30.326. So let's take a look at this. 30.326.
These trucks are dead on, man. It was like a 3.36 something.
What did Jordan turn?
It was close to that.
368. How about that, buddy? 368. So he is not going to beat the record of Mike Skinner. Skinner will hold on.
But I'll tell you what that does say. How close is that? How close is iRacing to laying down the exact same laps as the real trucks around here? I mean, that's
dead on it.
Volumes, man. That's cool stuff.
Dead on it. Yep, it is good stuff. That's a good point. Back green here,
Right.
J.D. Laird. By the way, Chris Carew pitted during that caution. J.D. Laird going to bring us back to the green here, and no surprise, no stranger to the lead. As boy, do we have a mix-up in 4/5 spot on back. I love it. Ram the trucks off in here too.
And Chris was up front during that caution period. He put it in the pits and restarts the race in 17th position. He's got a little bit of work to do here. He's probably hoping for another caution. We're hoping it stays green.
Yeah, we need a good green flag run here. We've had nearly 3 back-to-back. One caution from another separated by 7 laps, but then we had nearly one, the last 2 nearly back-to-back. So we are definitely in deservement of a green flag run here.
We need to get about 30, 35 laps under green here. That would be a good thing. And I'm watching from the front camera view, J.D. Laird right now leading this field. And they were coming down the front stretch, coming through the little tri-oval section, and half the field was on the apron, half the field was on the high bank. And that just happened again. It just seems like you've got half the guys keep it really low, and the other half of the field doesn't mind staying high. It's interesting to watch.
It really is. And while you're watching that view, I was watching the cockpit view of Brian Day. Sean, you talking about a beautiful view of the back of that JDRgraphics.com Toyota. Brian Day was beaten all over the back rear bumper a moment ago, and now he's following in hot pursuit, trying to get back on him as they go off into turn 1. Just a good look at what the driver kind of goes through, you know, at Vegas. It's almost pedal to the metal.
Brian's trying to unpretty the back of that JDR graphics truck they're running in second spot right now. I tell you what, I've run some laps around here in the Richard Petty stock cars, and the track's a little bit harder to drive than you'd think it would be. And those little white dots that you see out there on the track, that actually is the driving line for the Richard Petty Driving Experience School. So that's when we're out there running lead follow, or we're in a car riding with somebody, those are the lines that we would make people run through, and as long as they're running through, they run faster. You obviously don't want to run that while you're out here racing these trucks, but you know, just a little trivia thing. If you're wondering what those white dots were, that's what they're for.
They almost like the stay in the lines in the coloring book.
Stay in the lines, or you don't get to go faster. That's exactly what those are for.
How about this? 30. Let's see, I think it was 36th position. Sean Yoder being shown 59 laps down. How about that, Sean? 59 laps down.
Yeah, but I'm staying solid. I'm consistent. My lap times are right where they need to be. I mean, I don't think I've been a tenth off, up or down.
I don't think you've got anything.
Lap after lap.
Yeah, I don't think you've got nowhere to go but up.
You've never seen this kind of consistency on a racetrack.
I have not. That's a good point. Beautiful live coverage, by the way. I just took a look at the live stream there and saw that overlay, and you pop up in 36th spot. Little inside joke there.
I love it.
Hey, I don't forget, man. I don't forget. I forgive, but I don't.
That's good stuff.
By the way, he's just got a line through your name. He doesn't even have you in 36th spot. So, man, that's Pedro. That's messed up.
I got scratched. I got scratched before it even started. I'm like
Scratched,
a horse.
yeah.
I'm a horse at a horse race. Didn't even get to the gate.
Well, since we're on that, how much money you got out there on JD Laird, man? I'm telling you, the guy's fast.
He's definitely fast. Let me see here. Where Chris Go, he is down in 15th. He's not arching back towards the front like I really thought he was going to. I think we've got either a JD Laird or potentially a Jordan Hightower coming. JD's at the front. Jordan can come to the front at any moment.
Yep. Speaking of Chris Review back in 14th spot, he's got his hands full with Jeffrey Ford, who, remember, restarted 19th, and Scott Simley, who is still behind him. So they're like hooked up nose to tail here, working about 4 positions up, as now he beats all over the back door of Chris Gerview. How about that? Jeffrey Ford off of turn 4, trying to find some position. I love it.
Go ahead and ugly up that Beavis and Butthead truck a little bit.
Look at Scott Simley now, looking underneath Jeffrey as he falls back there.
Yeah, Scott wasn't happy about it. He's not having it.
Not having it. Chad Cole, by the way, earlier electrical issues fell through, and being shown 5 laps down in 30th position. He's up there next to Joey Jatina in 8th spot. Joey's got a heavy hitter behind him, Brandon Scherberko, as he's looking underneath Joey, going down the backstretch off turn 2, Sean.
Yep, I just switched over to them. I'm watching from the front cam still, and we've got Brandon Scherberko is pretty much, well, I thought
Battle
he
for the
passed
lead.
on Joey, but nope.
Battle for the lead, Sean. Chad Coleman was looking.
I'm back to the front now, taking a look. Chad's way up high. JD's down low. Looks like JD's got him covered right now. I'm wondering how Chad actually got up beside him. Well, actually, Chad's got a run on him again here, going down the backstretch.
Yeah, Sean, he got up underneath him in turn 4 that last time by.
This is solid racing here. This is definitely solid racing. These guys are putting on a show. Jordan Hightower down on the apron trying to hold it in 3rd. He's got Brian Day right behind him. There's nobody out there on the track that's not involved in a battle right now. It doesn't matter if you're 1st or 2nd or 25th, 26th. These guys are racing hard.
Racing hard. Love it. Working our way back a little bit here. Stevie Minson being shown in the 5th spot. How about that? Big race, by the way, with Stevie Minson, Bobby Wetzel, Scott Formosa down the front stretch here. These trucks don't separate too much, do they? All these guys up front, you know, typically, what you see, what I see on Monday nights is separation. Here with the Truck Series, man, they're all over each other. I love it. It's Bobby Wetzel beating all over the back door of Scott Formosa and that KBB.com Chevy. Man, look at that. And now he's getting passed by Brandon Traverco on the bottom, just like that.
It's crazy. I'm looking back towards the back of the back right now. I'm looking at Jeremy Payne. He's holding off Milt Matisse. Jeremy's running in the 19th spot, and Milt's running in the 20th spot. Milt's way down on the apron. Jeremy's up high, holding all that momentum. Milt got him, took it down to the apron on the front stretch, got by and took over the 18th spot.
Man, just great racing all around. And Sean, I don't know if you've caught this out of the corner of your eye, but look down there on pit road. We've got some green flag pit stops. Robert Gillenwater, he's down on pit road and is racing for a Cure Chevy. Looked like Jeffrey Ford was down there taking 4 tires. Is the strategy playing out here, hoping for a green flag run?
I don't know. Robert's truck pretty hurt. He's 5 laps back already, so he might be in there actually trying to get something fixed.
Dane Horton down? Yeah, I mean.
Jeffrey Ford being in there, that's a little bit weird to me. I think Jeffrey...
There's Jeff and his strategies again.
He's pulling it back out on the track right now. He's got to be up to something. I bet you think he just threw some fuel in that thing and grabbed to the end?
Man, I'll tell you what, knowing Jeff, that's probably what he's thinking, which if it stays green might not be a bad move. Another truck down pit road though, Doy Woods down. Okay, he's a couple laps down as well. So some late hitters here.
We're working lap 72 now, so we've had a good long run here. We've had about 21 laps, I think, of green flag racing, and J.D. Laird's still up at point with Chad Coleman right on his bumper. It's every time they go down into a corner, Chad Coleman is looking, just trying to find a spot. J.D.'s holding a pretty wheel, but Chad is he's stalking him. There's no doubt about it.
And two, they've got a lap car. Okay, just dive down to the bottom there. Good move by Zach Carter there in the 23rd spot. He gets out of the way. Chad Cole just passed the leaders while they go to get a lap back, so he's kind of checked out. But Brian Day, look at this, 3rd spot. Brian Day all over the back door of Chad Coleman. Now looks to the outside, going off into turn 1. The leader, J.D. Laird, still hanging on. Now Chad Coleman. Man, 3-car tandem here for the lead.
Yeah, I'm looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trucks in the lead pack, and then there's only about maybe 10 truck lengths between the lead pack and the second pack. That second pack's 5 trucks, and then we've got a little 2-truck pack behind them. Like we said earlier, there's racing going on all over the place, and it's like on Monday nights we do see some separation. We're used to that. I've raced with you guys on Mondays a couple times, and this is proper pack racing. It's a lot of fun to watch. I hope everybody's having as much fun watching this as we are talking about it.
A lot of fun here. Of course, you're watching the WCIparts.com Sim500 Truck Series. It's race 3, the DC Solar 150, as Stevie Minson, driver of the number 96 truck. Oh, leaders pitting. Green flag pit stops. Chad Coleman nearly takes out the field as he comes down pit road there. Gosh.
Yeah, that was that was a little weird, man. That was a late move down on pit road by Chad Coleman, and I asked for green flag pit stops, and I got them. We got about half the field on pit road right now. Let's see how this shakes out. We're working lap 77 right now, 100.
You talking about man? I didn't see the left hand out the window.
Yeah, there was no left hand out the window. It was just like, I'm going down there if you guys want to come with me. If you don't want to come with me, then hit me.
Yeah, and you saw those guys that come in behind them? Golly.
I think they came in behind him because if they didn't, they were going to wreck.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, I got to follow him or I'm hitting him. It's like,
hopefully
we got to do this.
Hopefully nobody got charged for speeding there. Some trucks were fast coming down, looked like. We won't know that until at least a lap or so. But J.D. Laird being shown your race leader as he now comes down pit road. Stevie Minson
JD's
right behind him.
Yeah, the number 96 truck pulled in right behind him. I tell you what, the 96 truck, Stevie Minson's making me thirsty, man. He's making me very thirsty. We got meatballs and A&W root beer. I'm done.
I know. It's like go grab you Go grab you a root.
I want a root beer float.
Right side's going up on the 46. Oh! How about this? Stevie Minson taking right sides only.
I saw that. He took right sides only, but
JD Laird too.
Laird beat him out, so he must have only taken 2 tires too.
You have got to be kidding me. Right side tires. Oh, JD Laird!
JD just about lost it on the apron leaving pit road. That's
Yeah.
gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt.
Oh man.
JD pulled right up on the track, right out in front of the number 68 truck, which luckily JD did not get collected in the number 68. Who is in the 68 truck?
Simley, Scott Simley.
Luckily,
Man.
he did not get collected by that. JD, I think he got out to the wall a little bit early, but that truck got really, really loose on him leaving the pit, so he's probably got some overheated, really greasy rear tires on that thing right now.
So if you remember a few laps ago, Sean, you remember Jeffrey Ford coming down pit road, so he was one of the first of the drivers to pit. Now, Jeffrey Ford being shown, God, he's 1 lap down right now. He's being shown in 21st spot, so that did not pay. He went from 15th to 21st with that move.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it kind of bit him. It didn't really pay off at all.
Yeah, it didn't. But some folks are still pitting, some folks are still being out, so maybe it'll all shake out here. Jordan Hightower being shown at 14th, just to give you an idea of the shakedown. Second is Scott Simley. You just mentioned him coming out, coming past JD Laird, so he was virtually in the lead there as JD kind of come out in front of him there on the backstretch earlier.
He really was, and we've got Jose Gonzalez leading the field right now. But Scott Simley is running Jose down. Those new right side tires on Scott's truck, obviously far superior to what Jose is working with right now, and Scott is going to make easy work of the number 26 Meatball Company truck.
Jose Gonzalez out front for the first time tonight. Mr. Jay Horton, by the way, he's been battling a bad race car since earlier's big crash, but he has finally pulled his truck behind the garage and called it quits. Bad news for him.
Actually, I have to apologize for that. I was looking at Stevie Minson's truck.
Yeah.
Stevie with the right sides. He just blew by Jose because he took on the right side tires. Jose, I don't believe, is pitted yet.
Scott Simley is. Scott Simley pitting right now.
Did he just pull in?
In second spot, yeah, Scott's down pit road. Gonzalez, not yet, though.
Things are a little bit weird right now. It's like we don't really know where this is going to shake out, and we're working the 85th lap. We're down to about 15 laps to go, and these green flag pit stops, we talked about it earlier, they shake things up, and they have definitely shaken this race up. And who was that? That was the 44 truck getting really, really out of shape coming off of turn 4 there.
As the top 5 runs, right, and so that kind of gives you an idea of the shake and rundown of things. As EJ around the leader is 3 wide with Brian Day. No harm, no foul. Jose to the bottom. Also 3 wide now, Brandon Traburco. How about this? 3 wide for the lead. If David Bowden, before he crossed the line, he got pit road in 3rd. Now he's.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. David Bowden last pitted on lap 52.
On and on. The trucks that are behind Stevie are not slow.
Stevie Minson, driver of the number 96 machine. Second spot, though, is JD Laird. JD turning just a tad bit slower lap time than Stevie. Man, he's got this truck hooked up. 98 laps. About to be complete.
He's flying. It's JD Laird. He's not picking up any time on him. It's staying pretty steady.